If you've clicked on this video today, then I'm guessing you're totally new to selling on Vinted and you're just looking for a little guide on how to start selling on there, then this is the video for you. I'm going to do an overview of like what Vinted is, how to start listing on Vinted, what items that you can sell on Vinted, what you should price them at, and how you ship them off. This will be a guide that is from scratch, so this is from the bottom of the barrel if you've never sold anything online before, or if you've never sold on Vinted. But if you didn't know, Vinted is like the biggest platform for selling on at the moment. If you've heard of the likes of like eBay or Depop, they've been around for years as well, but Vinted has kind of taken over the past few years recently, especially in the UK anyway. I'm not sure about like America. Especially in the UK, this is like the biggest it's been so far. And there's loads and loads of people that are joining recently, especially like family and stuff as well. So this is probably more aimed at like my family as well, because I get quite a lot of questions on how you sell on there as well. I wouldn't say I know like millions about it, but I know enough to make this video and maybe help a couple other people out. Maybe there's some other people out there that could take this advice. I wouldn't really say this is for people that are already resellers and are selling on there already. They'll have their own views and ways that they do things on there, but you never know, maybe my little tips and tricks in this video might help you make more sales as well, or there might be a few things that you've never heard of. So Vinted, it's basically just an online selling platform where you can sell anything you want. You could sell clothes, well, not anything you want, but you could sell mainly clothing. So that's like the biggest thing you sell in there: clothing, trainers, video games. You can sell iPhones now, you can sell laptops, you can sell toys, anything that's pre-owned you can pretty much sell in there, except from very small amount of things like big appliances, like big coffee machines and stuff. You're technically not allowed to sell them on there. If you've got any type of pre-owned thing, then Vinted is the place that you want to put it on, because you've got no selling fees. When you sell your item on Vinted and you've shipped it off, delivered to the person, instantly once they've marked it as received, that money will be put in your account and you can automatically withdraw it instantly and it goes into your bank. Well, for me, I've never seen it take longer than a day. Even at a day, that's probably a push, probably like no longer than like a few hours. Like as soon as you withdraw it, instantly in your bank account. So it's a brilliant way to make a little bit of extra money, especially with the economy that we're living in at the moment. It's a bit of a harsh one, but that's just a little overview. I think that was a bit of a long overview, but I'll basically go through the key points that I want to go through. And I've got some items that I'm actually listing on my Vinted. I'll just quickly show you. So I've actually got my old clothing. So I am a part-time reseller. I do a bit of reselling on the side, as I said, to make a little bit extra income alongside my full-time job. But this is like pre-owned stuff that I'm going to be selling today. So some pre-marked socks that I don't think I'll be using, because I've got quite a lot of socks. And then I've got an old gym t-shirt and a few old running shorts that I can't be wearing anymore because, you know, getting bigger, need a bigger size. So sell these and get some new stuff. And the way the tax works as well, so if you're worried that you're going to be taxed on your earnings, you're only going to be taxed if you're making over £3,000. So they just upped it from £1,000, which is really good, to be honest. So yeah, so as long as you're only selling like your old clothing and you're not trying to make a profit on it, like say I bought that running t-shirt for like 50 quid, if I'm selling that for under that amount, I'm technically not making a profit on it. So then you technically don't need to pay tax on it, unless obviously I'm making over the £3,000. So if you're just starting this and you're worried that you're going to have to pay tax on it, I don't think you will. I'd say Vinted is probably one of the easiest platforms to start listing things as well. They've made it so easy to start listing. So what I think I'll do is I'll quickly take a time lapse of me like taking photos and stuff, and I'll show you exactly like how I take the photos in like the best like lighting and area to take photos. So where I'm actually standing right now, this is where I do take all my photos, because I've got the natural light coming in through all the windows, and then I've just got like a carpet, which is a clean carpet. That's what you've got to make sure. You don't want anything in the vicinity of your photo, you just want a background and your item in the photo. So I'll quickly turn the camera around and I'll just do a quick little time lapse of me taking photos, and I'll show you how I take them. Yep, so this is my little studio, as you could call it, right by the window. So what I basically do These are very easy items, luckily for me, but this is how you want to just place them out. So it's very, very easy depending on what you're actually listing. So what I do is take my first photo like that. Might not look as good as it does on my phone. Take a photo of the logo and then get a photo of the tag that's in there. So obviously this is a black tag, which is very awkward. Show the condition of the inside, so take a photo of in there, flip them over, and then I would just take a photo of the back. Obviously it would look a lot neater than this, but this is just a quick one before I go through the time lapse of you seeing it. So it's literally how easy it is to take the photos. You don't have to be in a pure photography setup taking mental photos. You can literally slap them on your carpet, take the photos, and they're done. But then as well, when it comes to like listing t-shirts and stuff, you'll also see that I do take the measurements, so it saves when people on Vinted, they'll always ask you what's the pit to pit, because that's what people on Vinted love doing. They love making your life hard. So instead of not measuring them from the start, I just put the measuring tape over the front, get the measurements in. So it means they shouldn't be asking me for anything. But I'll quickly do a time lapse now. I'll just leave the camera running and then I'll just speed it up just to show you. Also, for a little trick as well, when you're taking the photos of your item, instead of just taking the photo like this, if you press this button up at the top, you press that for free and you put it to square, puts it in a square box. So when you're taking the photo of your item, it makes it look like a professional photo basically. I don't know, it just looks a lot nicer than what it does before. So that's the photo there, nice and simple. Nothing too fancy, just on a nice blank background basically. I wish it was maybe in the future I'll get a better background, but this just has to do for now. Cut the tags out, that's a classic me. I hate when tags are really long and they're scraping against my body, especially when you're running. Like, who puts a massive tag on there when you're running? But oh well, I'll just have to say that in the description. Tell you, that gets knackering on your back, and it pure gets me out of breath taking those photos. But that was just a little snippet of how you take the photos, and basically you don't really need a fancy background. You just need good lighting and a blank background. You don't want all this other mental stuff in the background of your photos. You just want the item that you're selling and that's it. But believe it or not, that's the hardest part done. Taking the photos, for me anyway, I feel like that's the hardest part, because you're having to bend over and take photos of all this mental stuff. I feel like when you're listing it, it's a lot easier, especially on Vinted. The process on there so much better. So what I'll do now is I'll quickly do like a screen recording and I'll put it on the video and I'll show you like what I'm listing and I'll just speak over it. I'll basically just like talk to the camera while I'm listing it, just to show you like what I'm putting in the description, what I'm putting in the title, and like just basically how you list the item on Vinted. That's what this part of the video will be now. So I'll quickly grab my phone and start screen recording for you. So I've just started screen recording on the phone now, and then I'll pop it up on the screen. So I'll pop it up like here. So I'll try and like stand at the side basically so you can have a big view of what's going on. When you're on the app, it's pretty straightforward. It literally just says sell an item at the bottom, press sell an item, and then you'll be greeted with this screen. So upload your photos. So the photos we've just taken, as you can see, they're all there. And what I'll do is, I'll do the t-shirt first, because the t-shirt's probably the hardest part of them all. So you just select your photos, add them on, and then see if you get any photos that are like this as well. So look at that, I've taken a photo upside down, silly me. Just rotate it, look at that, looking brand new. So yeah, so that's all the photos that you can see there. Got my measurement ones in there as well. So it's 21 inches on the front. So it's on the smaller side of a large. And then you've also got the length of it as well. So when I do this, there's an option where you can put the measurements in the description or something. I just leave that out because people are mainly swiping through photos, and if they're going to see it in the photos, there's no point in putting it in the description. But what I'd call this here is I just put New Balance running t-shirt orange. So you're basically just describing what is in the photo here. It's a men's large. And then, yeah, so if it's got anything like that, so this is New Balance dry, so it means when you're like sweating or something, it's like it's quicker to dry in. I think that's what it means anyway. And I'll just put New Balance dry. Don't know if it's dry. I think it's basically like the same as Nike, like Dry Fit, but they call it New Balance Dry. I think that's literally exactly what it means. But yeah, so there it is there. New Balance running t-shirt, orange, men's large, New Balance dry. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can put in this. I don't think there is really. It's different with like other type of clothing, like jeans and stuff. Like they've obviously got different like models and different lengths and styles. But when it comes to t-shirts, they're pretty much, it's just a t-shirt, eh? So in the description, I just say great condition. However, tags have been cut out. And there you go. There's your description. So you don't have to be very detailed in your description. You don't have to write a paragraph. It can just be as plain as that. And then on the next screen, you can see it comes up with the category. So 9 times out of 10, it'll suggest the right category. So when it's clothing that you're selling, we'll always say the suggested category. So tops and t-shirts, men's activewear. And then go for the brand. Once again, suggest the correct brand. The size, put the size in, what colour it is, condition. Now when it comes to condition as well, the way I look at it is if your item doesn't have any stains, any marks, no tears, no holes, just is normal, just absolutely normal, I put very good. But if there's anything other than that, then I'll just put good and I'll list what's wrong with it in the description. So like with that, with the tags being ripped out, I don't need to put good because there's nothing wrong with the overall condition of the t-shirt. It's just been my preference that I've had to cut the tags out of it, which people can start thinking if it's fake or something, but it's definitely not fake because I bought it from the shop. But the material as well, that's like an optional one. You don't really have to put that in. It doesn't really affect the sale of your price unless it's like cashmere or wool that you're selling, then definitely obviously put that in. But when it comes to like running t-shirts, it's either cotton or it's probably polyester, so it doesn't really matter. And then the price. So I like on Vinted how it suggests a price for you down here. So it's showing you all these things that are listed on Vinted, and it's been like £3-4 now. I never listen to that because you don't know what type of condition their items are in. You don't know how much they've been worn. I know that t-shirt, I've worn it about 3 times. It's pretty much brand new. I think I wore it on race day for a 10k, and then I've worn it like 2 other times on a run. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably list this, I'd say £10 at the moment. This is the reseller. The reseller brain kicks in because I don't want to list things really cheap. With certain things, so like that New Balance t-shirt, it's coming up for the summer and it's a bright orange t-shirt and it's hardly been worn. If I put that for a tenner, someone probably is going to buy it because it's in like the fashion as well. It's like those night t-shirts with the luminous colours. People love buying those type of t-shirts. And why would you go to the shop and buy it for like 50 quid when you can go on Vinted and get it for a tenner? So let's see, I'll put it for a tenner and let's see how long that takes to sell. I guarantee it'll probably sell today. Parcel size. So when it comes to parcel size as well, t-shirt, put it small. Everything apart from, I'd say for clothing, anything apart from jeans, I would put small, and if it's jeans, I'd put like medium. Never really put large because large is like 2 kg, and what clothing is large is weighing 2 kg, unless you've got like a massive trench coat or something. But yeah, so put small in there, and then that's the final product. So go over it, make sure everything is correct, and upload your item. And there you go. You have uploaded your first item to Vinted. Congratulations. And that is how easy it is. I'll give it like 2 hours and I'll come back to this and I'll see if it's sold. And if it's sold, then I'll show you how to get the postage label. So when it's sold, that's when we'll come on to the next part of it. Next part of it will be shipping it. So how do you ship it? Well, we'll find out once this thing is sold. And I'll list the other items as well. And if one of them have sold, then I'll make sure to go through it and show you that as well. Would you look at that, guys? It has sold. I did say it would only take a couple hours for this to sell. And I did accept £1 less, as you can see there. Now, when you get to this point, once you've sold it, to get the shipping label, all you do here, get shipping label. And then this is with Yodel. So with Yodel, you can either get a digital label or you can get a printable one. Now, our Yodel store, they're a bit funny with printable labels when you put the tape over it. So I just decided to just get the digital label when I'm sending it with this. So get digital label. Oh, I won't show that. So now that the item's sold, all you need to do now is get this t-shirt into a mailing bag. And then once you've got it in this bag, just take it to the shop. You get a QR code on your phone, scan the QR code at the shop, and that's it sent off. As easy as that. So that's me got it in the mailing bag now. So it looks like this, just a basic FedEx one. I managed to get quite a lot of these FedEx supplies quite a while ago. I've still got quite a few left over, so these are pretty good mailing bags. If you don't have, like, obviously if you don't have like these mailing bags, the way that you can also get them is on like TikTok shop, Amazon. Like there's always people selling like the grey or just like any colour mailing bags, and they're usually quite cheap. They're usually like £3 or £4, especially on Amazon. I'm pretty sure Jamie Lee got some and they were only like £4 or something. And when you have Amazon Prime, you're obviously not paying for the delivery. So definitely, if you're needing any bags as well, if you don't want to pay for them, if you've got like carrier bags, say like the B&M or Lidl, any shopping carrier bag that's like the thick material like this, then if you turn them inside out and chop the handles off, you can technically use that as a mailing bag. So, or a bin bag, if you really want to go that far, just use a bin bag. But I'd recommend using the carrier bag method because it's a lot better and looks nicer than just a black bin bag. So all I need to do now is drop this off at the shop basically. So depending on your provider, they usually always show it like on a map. So it will say like Yodel stores are in these locations, every stores are in these locations. Usually in every area there's definitely one of those shops, unless you're in like the middle of nowhere that you're living, then you might have to use like Royal Mail or something. I'll get this sent out ASAP for the person. But I don't know if I took a bit of a lower offer there for this t-shirt. Well, because when I was looking at them on eBay, I don't even think they actually sell for that much, but because they were around about like £10 to £15, so maybe I didn't actually even do that bad selling it for £9. But yeah, what did you think of that video? I hope this was able to help a few people out. I wasn't too sure about making this video at first, but I thought I would just run with it and give it a go and see if anyone finds it helpful. But definitely, if you have any questions or anything, make sure to put them in the comments and I'll get round to answering them. If you've got any questions at all, just put them in the comments. I'm always looking at them, seeing what people are saying. But if you do like this type of content as well, I do actually have quite a lot of videos lined up. I'll be going to some charity shops at the weekend, and I will also be going to a car boot sale on Sunday. So I don't think that'll be Sunday's video, but that'll probably be next Sunday or maybe next Thursday that you'll finally see a car boot sale on this channel. I feel like it's been ages. It's probably been well over a year since I last went to a car boot sale. But I'm trying to get back to them now as the car boot sale season is approaching. If you did find this video useful and I helped you start your reselling journey on Vinted, then make sure to smash that like button. And if you could subscribe as well, it would be much appreciated, as I think we just hit over 600 subscribers. So we're going up in the world, aren't we? But no, I'll catch yous later. Better get shipping this item out. See yous later.